Welcome everyone. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look into 5 new Solana projects, some of which are already live and you can use. Others are not live quite yet, but you should be definitely tracking what they're doing and hopefully you can get in early, and that can provide a lot of upside depending on how those protocols decide to reward early users. But I think it's always worth tracking what's new coming up on an ecosystem, especially since it's hot. We know that Solana is hot right now. Lots of people are using it, lots of airdrops are coming, and the Solana ecosystem as a whole is doing quite well. And before I get into these projects, you can always follow me on Twitter, where I'll be talking more about Solana, different projects, and other stuff that is happening in the crypto sphere. Now, the first project I wanted to talk about is Flash. So this is a perpetual futures DEX that has some unique features. So the first one is account abstraction. So you'll be able to trade directly from your wallet without the need to deposit any assets into a central account. So this is the problem with a lot of perpetual futures DEXs right now, is that you have to deposit your funds into the DEX itself. And I think the term that a lot of people are using now is on-chain exchanges rather than DEXs, because when the money is going out of your account into a central account, it means that these protocols could get exploited and then you could lose a lot of your money. And so what I've gathered from this website is that it seems to be that Flash will be very similar to, say, GMX and Drift. So you'll be able to trade against a pool of assets similarly to GMX, and you'll also be able to provide liquidity by depositing into that liquidity pool. So I imagine you'll be able to deposit like Solana, wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped ETH, and whatever other hot assets that they want to put into those particular pools. They're also promising zero price impact as well, which is pretty cool. So if you are providing liquidity in those pools, you'll be able to get price exposure to like Bitcoin, ETH, stables, and whatever other tokens they want to put in those pools, as well as earning fees from people opening and closing new positions. And the last thing to mention about Flash is that they're introducing these NFTs called Flash Beasts. And so if you own these NFTs, they will generate you real yield. So this yield comes from the fees that are generated by traders who are opening and closing positions. Additionally, your NFTs will evolve over time. So your beasts will level up according to how much you're trading, how much liquidity you're providing, and referrals that you're also giving. So I imagine you'll get other perks as well, like maybe fee discounts and stuff like that, depending on whether or not you own one of these NFTs and how highly leveled those NFTs are as well. And lastly, it will give you priority access to all upcoming Flash products and airdrops. So that's pretty cool as well. As you can imagine, something like this, other projects could build on top of it. And if those other projects are going to be airdropping tokens, and so by owning that NFT, you'll be able to get access to those airdrops as well. So Flash isn't live yet, but you can join the Discord to learn more and perhaps get early access if you're in the Discord. Now, the next project I wanted to talk about is Meteora. So something interesting about Meteora is that the team building Meteora is the same team, or part of the same team, that also built Jupiter, who's also the part of the same team who also built Mercurial Finance. So these guys have been around for a while. They've been early to Solana, so they are competent developers. So what Meteora have is 2 products, and the first one is dynamic vaults. So you'll be able to deposit assets into their vaults, which are then lent out to MarginFi, Solend, Drift, and Tulip, as well as some others here. So the Solend stable pool and Solend UXD. So effectively, what you have here is a yield aggregator similar to Yearn Finance. So as you can see here, currently you can deposit some stables, different versions of Sol, and you can earn yield on them. Currently right now, the yield isn't that high, and I've got to think this is because a lot of people are on Solana right now, depositing a lot of stable coins in hopes of getting an airdrop. The second product that Meteora has are these dynamic liquidity pools. So this is where you can provide a liquidity for various different pairs. So you have like with Sol, with USDC, Jito USDC, that sort of thing. So if you are looking to provide liquidity, then this is definitely a place to go ahead and check out. The next project I wanted to talk about is Cube. So Cube is another perpetual futures DEX that will be launching in Solana at some point. Now, Depending on where you're from, you might not have access to Cube, as it restricts people from the United States, from the UK, and a bunch of other places. You know, the standard sort of places that are restricted from trading perps. So just be aware of that. They do have some pretty cool features, such as bundle, convert, and an order book sweeper. You can get early access to Cube by clicking this early access tab, inputting your email, and answering a bunch of other stuff, but I won't be covering it because I don't quite have access to it. The next project is Mayan Swap, which is a cross-chain swap auction protocol. So how this works is that you're able to basically swap a token from Ethereum into a token on Solana quite easily. So for example, you could choose like changing sushi on Ethereum into JLP on Solana, or Bonk on Solana, or Hades on Solana. And then you can do it the other way as well, which is pretty cool. So this is a pretty valuable tool and something that's pretty cool, and another way to get funds from other chains into Solana. Now, the last project I wanted to talk about today is Phoenix, which is an order book DEX on Solana. And I like to think of Phoenix as being sort of the spiritual successor to Serum. So you have an on-chain order book DEX, and it will look like this. So you're able to trade a number of things right now. So like Solana, Bonk, Pyth, Jito, and Wrapped ETH. And just take a look at the order book. It's quite thin right now in comparison to, say, like other perpetual futures dexes here on Solana. But I know a lot of people prefer looking at charts and having order book trading versus, say, going to Jupiter and using their aggregator there in order to do trades. And so if order book trading is something that you'd like to do, then Phoenix is definitely the place to go. So that was it for this video. Just 5 projects on Solana that I think you should go ahead and check out. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one.